Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day 4 of digital forensics using Kali Linux. Today, unfortunately, Sir will not join us, so we will continue our Linux lectures. In last lecture, we have studied about file system of Linux, and we studied that how we can create files, directories, etc. In today's lecture, we will see how what is file permissions, ownerships in Kali Linux, how we can change them, how we can see permissions of any file, etc. Let me share my screen and then we will move further. I hope my screen is visible now. Yeah. So file permissions and ownership. First, we will talk about ownership. From the word ownership, we have understood what is ownership means in in Linux file system file permissions and ownership play a crucial role in managing file and securing file and directories. File permissions determines who can access and modify it or execute a file or directory. First, we will talk about what is ownership. Every file and directory in Linux is associated with an owner and a group. These are typically defined by user who creates the file, but they can change by the system administrator. So let's suppose we have created a file by a file is created by a user. That means the user will be the owner of that file, and there are groups in Kali in Linux which can groups in Kali which can execute which can use the file that file also. By the groups, multiple users can access that particular file at a time. We can see and we can see the by permissions for every file by using ls ls-l command. We have three categories of user that which are owner, groups, and others. And we have three type of file permissions which are read, write, and execute. So let's see. We will use ls-l command to see the file permissions for every file and directory in Kali Linux. Let me open my terminal first. By using ls command, we can see which directories are present and which files are present in that particular directory. By using ls-l, we can see the file permissions that the particular directory has given. For this directory, these are the file permissions. For this, these ones, and for all the directories and the files, they have the file permission which is associated. We can we can change these file permissions. That we will say this further. We have talked about ownership, and then we have permissions. There are three private permissions in Linux, which are read, write, and execute. These permissions are assigned to categories, owner groups, and other. These permissions can be presented as string of characters, such as R, W, X, or anything. As we have seen in there, R, W, X, R, which means R stands for read, W stands for write, and X stands for execute. For example, if our file permission has W R W X R W X R W X, it means that the owner group and other all have full permission of read, write, and execute. First, first these three permissions are for owner, and then they have for groups, and then last three permissions are we have are of others. Changing file permissions. We have understood that what are the permissions and ownership in Linux. Now, how we can change these permissions for groups, owners, and users? We can we can change these permissions by using chmod command. The simple syntax is for chmod command is we will type chmod, then mode which we are changing, and then we will give file name that, or we can give directory name. We can specify the mode in two ways. First one is numerical way, and the second one is symbolic way. First, we will know about how we can change file permissions by giving numerical values. In numerical values, 4 stands for read, 2 stands for write, and 1 stands for execute. So let's suppose we want to give a read and write permission to owner. So we will type simply chmod 4 plus 2 is equal to 6, and then we don't we don't if we don't want to give any permissions to groups or and other, then we will type 0 and 0. Let's suppose we want to give permissions, some permission, execute permission to group and write permission to others. So we will type 6, 1, and 2 for that purpose. Let's try this command to see how it can change the file permissions. we are taking new.txt file as example. For initially we have the owner have read and write permission, the group have read permission, and the group other have only read permission. So let's make CS mode. Let's give owner all all three read, write, and execute permissions. So we will type 7 and no other permission to group and user. So we'll type 00, and then we will provide files name, which is new.txt. Now let's check the permissions again. As you can see, we have given read, write, and execute permission to. We have given read, write, and execute permission to owner. No other permission for anyone, for group or others. This is the this is one way to change file permissions. There there is another way, which is symbolic way. The symbolic value. The symbolic value method uses a combination of characters to represent the permissions. The simple basic format for a symbolic value is this. We will use braces to define whether it is owner, user, or a group, and then we will provide another group of braces to represent the we want to remove permissions, we want to add permissions, or we want to specify the permissions. Then another group of braces, we will give the permissions which we want to change. Or let's see, let's try to change permissions by using symbolic value. As you can see, initially the new.txt file have read, write, and execute permissions for owner only. Let's give read read permissions for group also. So for this we will type CS mode. Then we will type G, which stands for group. Then we want to add permissions for, so we will type plus, and then we will type the which permission we want to give. So here we are giving write permission, so we will type W, and then we will provide the file name for which we are changing permissions. Let's again say the permissions. As you can see, owner has read, write, and execute permission, and group have write only permission. This is how we can change the permissions using symbols value. Next, we have some exercise related to changing permissions for files. So first question we have, create a file named data.txt and change its permission to allow read and write access for owner, read only access for group, and no other no access for others. So first let's create a new file by using touch command. Touch data.txt. As you can see, a data.txt file is created. Then we will change permissions. Ch more. So we have to give read and write access for owner, read only access for group, and no access for others. For this, we will use or for read and write. We will type 6 for the write. To give access for write, we will simply type 2 and no other access for others. We will type 0. Then we will provide the file name, which is data.txt, and let's see the permissions for that file. As you can see, we have data.txt file which have read and write permission for owner and write permissions for group and no permission for others. Moving toward our next question, we have create a dictionary named docs with several sub-dictionary and files. Change the permissions. Change the change the permissions of all the file and directories inside the docs to allow execute access for everyone. So we have to create a docs file first, and then we have to add some subdirectories and files in it. Let's create a docs name directory first. Let me clear it. Let's create a directory with the mkdir docx and move into it docx, and then we have to create some files and subdirectories into it. For that, we will use mkdir and then we give names d a As you can see, files are created, directories are created. Then we will create some files by using touch. Okay. 1.txt, 4.txt, 3.txt. As you can see, three files and three directories are presented in this docs directory. For change the permissions, we can use a recursive function in CS mode. There are many options in CS mode. For every command in Linux, we can use help command to know about to know more about their options. So there we want to know more about CS mode's options. So we will type CS mode double dash then help. Here we got all the options which are available for CS mode command. We can check this for every command present in Linux. Let me clear this. We have to give access to execute access to everyone. For that, we will use CS mode and capital R A plus X. Then we will use star. As you can see, as you can see, now all the ls we have given execute permission to all group and all the all map to all. We have given execute permission to owner. We have given execute permission to group and execute permission to other also. You can use it manually, but just like chmod o plus x g plus x and like that we can use. But we have recursive option, so we will use this recursive option. It will repeat this for all the or for all user group and owner. Moving on to next question, we have create a directory name confidential and set it permission to allow read and write access for owner and no access for other. For that we have to create a directory name confidential first. Let's create a directory first. Let me clear this. I'm making directory with mkdir. Then I will provide name of directory which is confidential. As you can see, a confidential name directory is created. We have to set permission to allow read and write access for owner only. For this we can use chmod, then we can use 600 for 4 plus 2 read and write permission, 0 no permission, and other 0 no permission. Then we will provide directory name which is confidential. As you can see, this directory has read and write permission only, and no other permission for group and others. Moving to next question, we have create a file name shared.docs and grant read and write access to both owner and group. So this first we have to create a file which need file of name shared.doc. For this we will use touch command, touch shared.doc. As you can see, we have shared.doc file created, and we have to grant read and write access for both owner and group. For this we can use chmod 660. This 4 plus 2, 4 plus 2 and 0 for nothing. Then we will provide name for file which is shared dot doc. Let me check permissions for this file. Yeah. For the file shared.doc, we have the owner have read and write permission, and the group also have read and write permission. Moving toward our next question, we have yeah. This is a very easy question. Set the permission of a file to 664 using numerical representation. We have to set 664 permission to a file. So let's set this permission for shared.doc chmod 664, which stand for read and write, and read only. Then we will provide file name which is shared.doc. Let's check again the file permissions. Read and write, and read only permission. Next question we have. Next exercise we have. Display the permissions of a file name report.txt. This is where we will go to. Moving ahead, we have use find command to locate all the files within a directory with read and execute permissions. This is we all have we all have read about the find command in previous lecture. Let's let's search let's search for just a second. We have to locate all the files within a directory with read and execute permission. So we have to search for some files which have read and execute permissions. For that, we have to move to a directory first. We have created a directory DOS which have some files. For that, we will give wait a second. We will copy the path for directory. Then we will use find command, which is y find, and we will give the path for the directory. Then we will use type and f type f. Then we will use permissions. Using flash, we, we will use read and execute permissions. For this, we will use for owner we have for owner we have read and execute permission. For group we have read and execute permissions, and for others so we have to we have read and execute permission. This command will search the files for in this particular directory. Those files have this permission. As you can see, all the we have three files printed here. All these three files have these permissions. These files user have read and write, read and execute permission. Group also have read and execute permissions, and other also have read and execute permission. Moving ahead, we have the last question, which is create a file name data.txt, date.txt, and change its permission to allow read and write access for owner, read only access for the group, and no access for other by using numerical representation. For this is also very simple question. So first we have to create a date.txt file. We'll create it by using touch date.txt, and then we can first we will check the permissions for that file. We can check the permissions for a specific file by using the file name. As you can see, the data.txt have for owner read and write, and for other write only, and for group and write only. There we have to give read and write access for owner, read only access for the group, and no access for other by using numerical representation. This is also a very simple question. We will use chmod read and write we have 6. For read only we have 4. Read and write, then we have read only. For read only we have 4, and then for no access we will give 0. Then we will provide file name, which is date.txt, and enter. Plus again check the file permission for get.txt. As you can see, we have read and write for owner. For group we have read and no permission for others. I think file ownership and permission is, is pretty much clear for all of them, or all of you. Let's move ahead for working with TST files. In this chapter, we will learn how we can work with TST files, for how we can sort them, how we can find out the, how we can search for any TST file, how we can concatenate with them. Another and another operations for TXT files. First, we are displaying the content of a file. So there are 7 many ways to display content of a file. The first way is cat command. We have already seen the cat command. Let me show you cat will cat.txt. As you can see, there is no, the date.txt is empty file, so there is no output there. We can also concatenate multiple files by using cat command. I think I have already told you that we can concatenate 2 files by using this command. Next, we have more features of cat command. Then let's suppose we have to, if let's suppose a txt file contain many pages, and we have to print only one page for that file. So for that purpose we will use less, then we will type the file name. This command will print the first page of that particular txt file. And then we have add command. By using this command, it will print first 10 lines of a file. Syntax is also very simple. We will type add, then we will provide file name. And we have another option for add command. We can use -n for, let's suppose I want to print first 7 lines of a text txt file. For this we will use my add -n, and then we will type 7 and then the file name. It will print first 7 lines of that file, txt file. Moving ahead, we have tail command. The tail command is just like a head command. Head will print first 10 lines, and tail will print last 10 lines of a txt file. And there is an option for tail as we have in head command, which is -n, which have same work as we have in head command. tail dash n, and then we'll provide any number for how many line we want to see from the last. Next we have grep command. This is also very important command in Linux. grep command is used for search in search in any TXT file. Let's suppose we have a file name. First we will print a word file. Let's suppose we have a file name new.txt. Let's see what this file contains. This file contains some strings apple, banana, apple, cherry, banana. Let's suppose we have to search a word cherry from this TST file. For this we will use grep command. Then we will provide the specific word we want to search. Which we have cherry. Then we will provide the file name, which is new.txt. As you can see, it's sorted only cherry word which is present in new.txt file. Let's search for apple in this file. As you can see, it printed two apples in this particular txt file. Moving ahead, we have searching in txt files. We have multiple commands to search in a txt file. First we have grep, then we have ag command, then we have fgrep command. All commands are very useful for searching in txt files. grep grep stand for global regular expression print. This command is used to search for a specific text in a file. Basic syntax is for this command is this. First we will type grep, then the text we want to search, and then we will give the file name. Next we have in grep command we have multiple options. Let me show you. In grep we have multiple options. Let's suppose we have to search apple in multiple files. So for that we will use type grep, then we will type text we want to search, then we will provide the files in which we want to search for that text. Here I am providing new.txt, then data.txt, as output, it give two result which is only present in new.txt. If that data.txt file also contain apples in it, it will print that those apples also. Another option another option for grep command, we have grep dash I. This command, by using dash I, we can search case sensitive. Plus, suppose we are searching for apple in file data dot in file new.txt. And grep command also have a useful option which is dash n num dash n, which is used to print the line for that txt file contains. For let me show you. They are searching apple in that txt file. Here we have apple present in line 1 and second apple present in line 3. By using dash n, we can simply print the line number also. There are also many options present for grep, which we can find out by using help. We can find all the options present for a particular code by using help command, double dash then help. We can find all the options for every command in Linux. Next command for searching in txt file, we have the command fgrep. This this stands for fixed string global regular expression print. This command is similar to the grep command, but it is faster than grep. It searches only for fixed string instead of regular expressions. The grep command can search for regular expressions also, but fgrep is a fixed for only, it can only search for strings only. Syntax for fgrep is also very simple. It is a syntax. First we will write fgrep, then text we want to search, then we will provide file name. Next, for searching in text file, we have ag text. This will search for the text in all of the file in current directory and its subdirectories. The ag command is stand for the silver searcher. This command is very fast and powerful for searching in TST files. It is similar to grp, but it is fast and more. It has more features than grp command. Moving ahead, we have sorting sorting in TST files. How we can sort the TST files? So let's suppose the for the sorting TST files, first command we have sort. The sort command is used to sort the lines of a TXT file. The basic syntax for the sort is sort sort. Then we'll provide file name for that we want to sort. Let's try to sort a file. For example, sort. Let's sort new.txt file. As you can see, if the files is sorted, the we have A in first line, we have A, then we have B, and then we have C. It is we can also sort the numbers using sort command. There are many options to use sort sort command. We can use multiple files. We can sort multiple files at a time. Let me show you. Sort new.txt, data.txt, and many. We can provide many files to be sort. It sorted all the files. We also have an option of sort dash t, or another we have another option for sort command, which is this. By this command, this command we can sort from sort the line based on specific column. Here, for example, we want to sort a txt file from third column. So there we can provide any number. Let's suppose we are providing here second. So we will sort from second column. Let me show you, then you will get understood this command. As you can see, initially new.txt file have first apple, then banana, then again apple, then cherry, then banana. Let's suppose we want to sort it from second column. For this, we will use the command sort dash t. single column, then again T, then we have dash K, capital K. Then after that we will provide the column number which we want to prioritize for, let's say 2, and then we will give file name which is data new.txt. I just give another item. I think there is something glitch. After that we have unique command. Unique command stand for UNIQ, which stand for unique. This command is used to remove duplicate line from a shorted TST file. The basic syntax is unique, then we will provide file name. Duplicate line from a file. Let's suppose we have a file which have many duplicate values and we want to remove that duplicate value. We can use this command. Let me show you. Dot, then we will provide file name. We have new.txt. First, we have to sort the TXT file. Then we can remove the duplicate item from it. New command. Then we will provide another file in which we want to store the output of that result, output of that command. For this, I am using data.txt. While saying data.txt, oh sorry, I forgot to add greater than symbol. Then it will now its output will show in data.txt file. As you can see, duplicate values are deleted. We have duplicate values, two duplicate values we have, which are apple and banana. Or these are removed by this command. Next command we have awk command. This is we have another method for removing duplicates is to use awk command. The awk command is powerful scripting language that can be used for text processing. The basic syntax for removing duplicates awk is this. awk command is quite typical. In this, we have to add some scripting. By scripting, by scripting only we can use awk command, but also it is very powerful also. So let's try. Next we have modifying text files with regular expressions. For modifying the text files, we have some commands. That, as you all know that regular expressions are very powerful tools that for manipulating text in Linux command line. With a regular expression, you can search for specific pattern in text, replace text, and extract information from text files. We can we will use multiple commands with regular expression. First, we have SED command. The SED command is one of the most commonly used for working with regular expressions. It stands for SED stands for stream editor. It allows you to perform various text transformation on a file. Here is a simple example of SED command. This command takes input from a TXT file and write the output to another TXT file. For in this example, it is taking input from file1.txt and giving output in file.txt. In this particular expression, the apple word got replaced with the banana. Let's suppose we have some apple word in our TXT file and we want to replace them with banana. Then we will use this regular expression in SED command to get our output. Let's try this regular expression. We have SED as apple. Then we will give for then we will give to which we want to replace it banana and C. Then we will provide the input file name which is new.txt. Then we will provide output file name which we have shared data.txt. Let's see what we got in data.txt file. Here you can see all the apples present in new.txt file is got replaced by banana and stored in data dot and stored in data.txt file. By this by this you can use more regular expressions or THD command to perform to modify text files. But another way to modify text file is we can use grep command. We can use grep and then we can provide regular expression in that also. Here we have simple example of grep command, grep apple, and then we have file name. This command take input from file and output all the line contains apple, the word apple. We have seen this example already. We can use or another regular expression for grep command also. Next we have awk command. By this command also we can use regular expressions. Here is a simple example for awk. awk. This this example take input from file one for this file and output all the line output the line number the line itself that contains apple. Let's try this one. We have awk, then single colon. Let's search for banana. Again slash. Then we want to print lines also. Then we will provide the file name which is new.txt. Here we got some, I think. Here will come after this. As you can see, two bananas are present in new.txt file at line number 2 and line number 5. We can use multiple regular expressions by awk, ACT, and grep. Moving ahead, we have Let's try some exercise on this topic so that we can understood more about them. First question is create a new TST file in context. This is very simple. We can use touch date.txt, date1.txt. New TST file is created. Next we have append text to an existing TXT file. This is quite easy. We have many ways to append text in TXT file. First, we can use nano command, then we have data1.txt. By here we can add, delete, and we can do any operations with TXT files. By here also we can append text. Another ways we can use echo command. Echo, then we will provide text we want to append. The then we will go to greater than symbol. Close. Then we will give file name which we have data.txt. The text is appended into data.txt file. Let's see it. As you can see, we have got the appended in this particular txt file. Next question we have delete a line from a text file. To delete a line from a text file, we can use AWK, SED, both of them. The most important thing is regular expression. We have to learn how to perform regular expressions for anything. As- Let me delete a text, a line from a TXT file by using SED command, and we will type SED, then single braces, single comment, then slash, then we will give the text, then slash again, then we'll give D to delete, and then we will give file name which is data.txt. As you can see, the line which contained D is deleted by using THD command. Regular expressions are very important. We have to learn how we can use STD and AW command. These commands are very important. Regular expressions we have to learn. We will run them ahead. Next question we have insert a new line into a TXT file at a specific location. For this, we again have to use regular expressions. We will use STD command. Then we will provide line, line number s plus 1, 5, then we will use double brace, double comma, then we will provide text with expose the, and then we'll close it. Then we will provide the file name, which is data.txt. As you can see, one is in is added in line one. We can here we can give any number for line we can add it into. So next question we have replace replace text in a TXT file. How we can replace some text with within a TXT file. I think for this we have for this we also use regular expression with STD command. We have s plus, as we have already used uh, this one. Let's suppose this time we will change the with hello, and g and file name .txt. Though the is changed with hello. I think this is all for today. In the next lecture we will learn how we can web operate and we can do networking with terminal of Kali Linux. I think we should drop out here.